Welcome back to Studio 10. We're continuing our time at Impression 5 Science Center. Obviously, I did some shopping and I had a little bit too much fun here at the gift shop, but that's exactly what you can do here at Impression 5 Science Center. Eric Larson, you guys are celebrating something kind of big this year, kind of gives it away right here. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing in celebration of 50 years.
Yeah, so we're one of the first science centers across the country that opened 50 years ago. So we're taking a lot of time to reflect on what that 5 decades has meant, really looking at our rich history, celebrating the moment that we've all just met by meeting a global pandemic, and one of the toughest places to do that would be an interactive children's museum.
Yes.
And the third piece of that is really using this moment to really look forward to envision the future of Impression 5. What will we be for the next 50 years? So within that, we've launched a massive $5 million campaign to raise money to invest in 5 priorities of investment. One is audience development, which is really taking a deep look at our community, identifying who we serve really well and who we don't, and what are those barriers to that service, and tearing those down. Number 2 is facility and campus. We want to expand, we want to level up our outdoor spaces, we want our building to be activated. We want to continue to build our own exhibits. We take great pride in that. We want to make sure that we're doing educational programs, and then we also want to make sure that we invest for our long-term sustainability.
Yeah, and we kind of don't want to think about it, but I'm sure that the pandemic was really hard for a place that's like, touch this and experience this and feel this, but it's like, it's so hard with the germs thing. So kind of glad that we're on the other side of that, but you guys are still obviously doing things to keep people safe here.
Absolutely. We've always had a robust cleaning and disinfection schedule. It just really got amped up during a global pandemic.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I'm a big shopper, so I have to talk about this table in front of us that has all kinds of goodies for all ages and all interest levels, and for science and people that just love sparkly things like me, this, sparkly snake. So tell me what you have here at the gift shop. People can kind of purchase something on their way out and continuing their fun at Impression 5.
Yeah, we feel like there's a great opportunity for us to create an opportunity for children to take things home, to continue to explore STEM after they've been to Impression 5. We also see that many stores like this store have gone away, and people are doing their shopping just with big boxes. And so what we would like to do is provide that shopping experience here, and we really want to do it by having a carefully curated collection of gifts and souvenirs. So on the table we have all kinds of different things. Everything from a shirt here that tells you can be a future paleontologist, to kinetic sculptures. We have, these are super popular right now. These are called Neatos, and they're kind of like a sensory friendly toy, but you can hug it, you can squeeze it, you can cuddle with it, all different sizes of those. One of the most popular spaces at the Science Center is the First Impression Room, which is for children birth to 4. So we have several pieces of what are called green toys. These are young child gifts that are actually made out of recycled plastic. We have them up in the space. You can play with them, and then if you like that, you can purchase one and take home with you. I've got a different set of green toys here as well. And then we sell a lot of Brio. If you're a train collector, if you do Brio sets, come to Impression 5. We're your Brio center.
Is this a Squishmallow?
This is Squishmallow.
Oh, those are so popular right now.
Yes, they are.
Oh, how cute is this?
We have Crazy Aaron's putty, thinking putty, like slime. And then we also carry all kinds of different science kits. And this was what I was telling about, like the further exploration of STEM as you leave. Things that you can build, you can manipulate, you can experiment with, that keep honing our scientific skills.
Okay, absolutely. All right, well, this is really fun. People can come on out and experience Impression 5 Science Center for themselves. Congrats on 50 years. And speaking of 50 years, we have a little celebration. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Impression 5.
Happy birthday, Impression 5. Eric Larson, thank you so much for having us out here on the road on Studio 10, and good luck with your birthday celebrations.
Thank you so much.
All right, this has been a lot of fun.
Yes.
All right, well, another thing that's going on is the warm weather. Maybe you want to come inside to Impression 5 Science Center to get out of the heat. Here is Colton with a check on your forecast. Here on Studio 10, we'd love to take you to fun places in our community, and I'm with Eric Larson, Executive Director here at Impression 5 Science Center, and we kind of told you at the top that we're going to be doing some fun demonstrations, but before we get into that, tell us about the room we're in.
So we are in the Smash exhibit here on the second floor of Impression 5. This is an exhibit that we opened up back in 2018, and it's a partnership with MSU, with the National Science Foundation, and it basically is built to help the community connect to what's happening at the facility for rare isotope beams on Michigan State's campus. If you don't know what the FRIB is, it's a $1 billion accelerator that is doing nuclear science research in the only place in the whole world right here in East Lansing. But we wanted to build an exhibit that helped people understand what that means for us. What does that mean for our community? And most importantly, what's the science behind what's happening there?
Yes, we've done a couple things on Studio 10 there, and it was a little bit over my head, but it was really fun to see that that was in our backyard. But this kind of makes it understandable and attainable. And what I love about Impression 5 is all of this is kind of unique because you had people that were local come up with all the ideas, right?
Yeah, so we take a lot of pride in fabricating our own exhibits. So we have a really awesome exhibit team that worked with the friends from MSU to figure out what the content's going to be. Then we prototyped examples of what kids could be doing, manipulating in the exhibit. We go through design and prototype and fabrication, and we end up with a cool space like this.
Absolutely. All right. Well, speaking of the cool space, Eric, we have a little demonstration. So tell us what this is, and let's give it a whirl.
So there's 4 things that happen at the Frib. We've got acceleration, collision, separation, and identification.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do here is we're going to prepare the target. This target right now is going to create kind of a pseudo-nucleus for us. This nucleus is made of protons and neutrons. Those are the pieces that are in the nucleus of an atom. And what we're going to do then is we are going to pump air into this system, and we are going to fragment this nucleus.
Ooh.
When that happens, the protons and the neutrons are going to be split apart, and they're going to create rare isotopes immediately. So you go ahead, launch.
My sign says launch, so here we go. Are we ready?
So as you can see, they start to form isotopes.
Okay.
So we can pick one right over there. We've got, 3 reds and 2 blues. So we have 3 protons and 2 neutrons, which gives us lithium-5, which is an isotope. So in theory, that's exactly what's happening at the FRIB.
Okay, they're pairing up, which was cool, and it's good we had the plastic piece over it so they didn't go everywhere. But then we're getting a little bit of education, but it's making it more real for people that are coming in and trying this, right?
Absolutely. I mean, when you boil it down, we need to know what the parts of an atom are, and then we need to what matter in our life is, and this gives us an opportunity to explore what the highest level of atomic research is being done. It's being done right here in East Lansing.
I can see people getting really excited about science and maybe careers in science because of stuff like this.
That's a part of this goal. In fact, another component of this exhibit is demystifying who works in places like the FRIB. It's not just people in white scientific coats. It's people from all over the world. They all look different. They have different backgrounds, different training, and that makes it stronger.
All right, Eric, give us a little teaser of the room we're heading into next. Don't tell them everything, but where are we heading next?
It's 2-story.
Okay.
And it's wet.
Okay, that's all we're going to tell you. So we're going to head to a commercial break, and Eric and I are going to head downstairs, but stay with Studio 10 as we continue our time here at Impression 5 Science Center. Welcome back to Studio 10. We are continuing to love Lansing like a local here, live on the road from Impression 5 Science Center with Eric Larson, Executive Director. And if you've ever been to Impression 5, probably guess which room we're in now, but what room is this, Eric?
This is Flo, our amazing 2-story water room.
Okay, and I'm holding a boat. I remember the last time Studio 10 was out here, we made these boats together, and these are really fun because you can obviously pick how the sail goes and the rudder and everything, and then what can you kind of do with them in this room when you put them together?
So there's several big components in this room, and the one that connects to the sailing exercise is actually what's called the sailing pool.
Okay.
It's a large swimming pool that has an air current that actually comes across the top of the water, so you can actually sail your boat across that sailing pool, and it changes based on the orientation of your sail, of the rudder, of the keel, and so you start to actually experiment and learn the forces associated with sailing.
Okay, and talk to me about the other areas in this room. I know we have all kinds of different pools, but they all do something a little different.
They do, and it's really a very playful opportunity for children to explore fluid dynamics, and water is just a hook for kids to play with. I was joking earlier that many parents or caregivers bring in several changes of clothes for their children when they're coming to this exhibit. Behind me is a great exhibit I love, which is the water wall, which you can actually divert water in different pathways and see how water flows around things. We have a giant vortex, but by far the most favorite thing in this room is the giant flywheel.
Yes, so we're going to demonstrate this, and if you had smell-o-vision, you could tell it's very clean in here. It smells like chlorine, right?
Yes.
So talk to me about what this does, and then we'll demonstrate it.
So this actual exhibit, the lead gift on this exhibit was from the Rotary Club of Lansing. And one of the things we wanted to do was make a strong connection to that club. And one of the Rotary logos is a wheel. And so we're trying to incorporate, how could we do a giant flywheel that would celebrate the Rotary, but also do something really cool with kids?
Yes.
So what we've got is a big, heavy flywheel here connected to 2 areas where we can input energy into the system. So
Okay.
when we do that, we'll build up the speed for this giant flywheel, and then you are going to pull this lever, and you're going to engage a pump.
Okay.
That pump is going to shoot water from the first floor of the Flo Exhibit up to the second
That's
floor
why
of
we
the Flo
got the
Exhibit.
basin.
That's why
right?
there's a basin
to
up
catch
there.
it. All right,
Yep.
how much muscle does this take to roll? I'm gonna make you
It's-
do it, but does it take a lot of energy?
You're going to watch me struggle a little bit.
Okay, that's why there's two.
That's
that they
why
help
there's
you.
two. We
All
can
right, I'm
work
gonna make you do
together.
it. I'm gonna make you do
Okay.
the hard work,
Are
and then
you
let me
ready?
know.
Oh.
All right, this is your workout for the day.
Okay, here we go.
All right, let me know when to pull.
All right, anytime you're ready.
Okay, here we go. Yes. Oh, look at that. All that hard work. Absolutely. All right. So when people come by and experience this room, what do you think is like maybe the favorite? I mean, I'm kind of looking around thinking what I think would be my favorite, but what's the one the kids are like running to first?
The kids love, there's several different water cannons
Okay.
that they can hit different targets. They can push little ping pong balls around into different pools, and they love that cause and effect.
Yeah.
The little ones really love the little fountain spaces over here where they can just touch and play and feel the water. Then there's more complicated things, like over here we have a set of locks. And so you can learn how boats travel through a lock
Oh.
system, can move that water up and down to get them from different levels of water systems.
Through the channels.
Yes, but it's just a really fun space
Yes.
for people to explore water.
And what I love about Impression 5 Science Center is you encourage the kids to touch, because sometimes you go to exhibits or stores and it's like, don't touch anything, but here you're like, yes, please touch stuff so you can learn.
The whole purpose of Impression 5 is interactive exhibits. We're 50 years old. We've been doing this for 5 decades. And once you can get a child to play and start taking the risks associated with playing, they start to ask questions, they start to hone their scientific behavior, and they start to gain understanding of the world they live in.
Absolutely. All right, Eric. Well, when we come back the next time here at Impression 5, we're celebrating something kind of special. So we'll have all of those details next here from Impression 5 Science Center.